This is There Goes My Money.
All right, welcome everyone to another There Goes My Money, recorded on October 22nd. This is episode number 31. Today I am joined with Headmaster Don.
Hey, buddy.
Executive producer Jason Kirk.
This will be the second show I've executive produced today. A big day for me.
And soon to be Hasbro employee Eric Cronover.
It's crown over.
Crown over.
I thought it was comb over.
Oh my god.
No, that's when he's 60.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, once I'm your age, you know.
Here we go already.
So this is something I end up saying a lot. It might be a surprise, but this may be a long one.
Maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Hey-o.
First up on the list, we have, let's get into the big one right off the bat. Transformers Legends LGEX Grand Maximus exclusive. Gentlemen, what do you think of this one?
Well, it all depends on that gigantic floating asterisk out beside of this figure that I think we need to bring up first.
Yeah, 2,000 pre-orders to get made, 3,000 to get the Pretender suit for the Titan Master.
So there's a good chance it could get made, but I'll be honest, for me personally, as disappointed as I was in the Fortress Maximus toy, it's not a very sturdy toy. It's not what I wanted that level of a toy to be. I am in no hurry to get this at all. And since the Pretender shell is not even really a real Pretender shell, it's one of the upcoming.
Yeah, it's just a Prime Master.
Yeah, it's a Prime Master Power, the Prime shell. That really doesn't do a lot for me.
And that Prime shell, you have to hit 3,000 units for them to include that.
Yep.
So the price coupled with the figure itself being extremely lackluster for me, this is unfortunately one of the easiest passes I've had to done, other than Toy World Leia. And that was so.
I think everyone's passing on that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that. And
really?
I love Fortress Maximus. I love Grand Maximus. I've got the 2G1s, but that Fortress Maximus toy is just so disappointing.
And Don, why don't you tell us what Transformers Mythos Grand Maximus is from?
Grand Maximus is from, of course, everybody's favorite Masterforce. He comes. Grand Maximus is, of course, the recolor of Fortress Maximus came with the Pretender shell. No, wait a minute, not Master. Was it Masterforce or was it Victory? God, I am blanking on whether it was Masterforce. I'm old and tired. Leave me alone.
So basically, it was one of the Japanese.
It was a Japanese series. He came with a Pretender shell, which is what you got if you got the Collectors Club Optimus Prime and Megatron from the last series. That Megatron shell was Grand Maximus' shell, because if Encore Fortress Maximus had done well, eHobby was going to have Grand Maximus, according to what I've heard. Whether, again, grain of salt on that, but it makes a lot of sense because it'd be a recolor. They apparently had the shell mold available. They could use the Godfire Convoy sword that we've seen, available with the Godfire Convoy coming back out. So all the bits and pieces were there to reassemble Grand Maximus.
That's a shame that never happened. And I personally, not to get too far off track, I don't understand why Fortress Maximus didn't do well. Because I know a lot of people, a lot of collectors that bought that figure. I think maybe they overproduced it was part of the problem.
Possibly, but I mean, that's probably the best example of what Encore can achieve, because before that point, getting a complete Fortress Maximus was well out of the range of most collectors.
Yep.
So, I mean, and that's what I think Encore should be is, your Lio Kaisers, your Overlords, your Road Caesars, your Galaxy Shuttles, the stuff that, if it's still available, again, I'm kind of sorry for those collectors that are trying to sell their originals on the open market. But some people are not going to want the reissue. They're going to want the original for whatever the case may be. So there's always that. But this Legends of Grand Maximus is a pass for me.
Oh man, I love it. I love this thing. I love
it. It's just the value for the dollar that they want is not there because the toy is not as good.
I mean, let's put it in perspective. Fortress Maximus was $150 US. This is an import, so it's going to go up there. Hopefully, it'll have that Power of the Primes Pretender shell thing. So there's another $10 on it. It's not too far out of the realistic price range, and it's an exclusive to what's the Japanese site, the Transformers site that has this that we can't buy off of.
The mall.
I think it's the mall.
The Karatomi Mall.
Yeah,
that's it. It just couldn't come. Long day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Takara Mall is the only place that this is being sold. But luckily, a lot of the U.S. retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and TF Source, I know, are even Capture Prey are going to be carrying this if enough units get ordered. So, people in the U.S. can still get this. I love it. I'm ordering it, and hopefully it'll come with that Power of the Primes Pretender shell.
And it was 1,999 left.
And it was a nice surprise too, because I remember on the most recent RFC, you guys were actually talking about maybe trying to find a middleman to pre-order this, and now here we have, the ability to pre-order it on sites like BBTS and stuff. So it was nice they moved quickly on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I may get one down the road. It's just one, if the dynamics of the situation, and two, just it just depends on how stuff just falls into place.
And I think this one is something that the retailers are only going to order the amount of pre-orders that they get, maybe a couple extra, but I think that's going to be it. So I think once these things come out, they're going to disappear very quickly.
Yeah.
That would be my personal opinion.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be around long because there isn't going to be a ton of them anyways, probably, to begin with. So
no.
And then next up on the list, which was announced basically at the same time as Transformers Legends LGEX Greatshot exclusive. And again, Greatshot is a victory reference, and I don't know too much about it, but it's very pretty, and I like that he turns into like a rhino.
That was the original toys. Difference is they changed up the wolf mode a little bit. They added the rhino versus that. And Greatshot also has a very bad problem with yellowing, like a lot of those victory toys do. So this is a great way for a lot of collectors to get a Greatshot in there. But again, being the 6-shot mold and almost $100, it's a wait and see for me, because I've got the Terminus Hexatron Greatshot, and that's fine for me.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I might get this one. I'm definitely not getting Grand Max just because of the price. I just can't for a toy that is the Fort Max mold. I just didn't like it that much. But Greatshot, I like the 6-shot mold a lot. Now, the one thing that kind of bums me out is one of the things I really liked about the 6-shot mold is that the chest wings could actually store inside the chest, inside the other modes, but they definitely won't with Greatshot. Because they got remolded and they're way bigger, so they're going to stay outside. On the other modes, you just like fold them across the chest, just like you did with the G1. So, I mean, I wish that it wasn't like that, but it'll be okay. I guess it's worth it for the Greatshot look.
Yeah, I like the colors and stuff. I didn't pick up 6-shot. That's one of the few Titans.
Oh, really?
Molds. Yeah, it's one of the few Titans Returns molds I actually don't have. I saw him plenty of times, but I don't know. Just really. He was okay. Plus, he had a lot of hip and leg problems. I think the knees were a big issue with him too.
Yeah,
so.
people didn't like the knees.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I see him, I guess Walmart has toys on Titan Return leaders right now. So,
So
if I
this
see
is
him
a
for
third
cheaper-
character out of the mold, right?
Yes.
It's a quick switch. I kind of want to get them just so I have all three.
Well,
And
Now-
I do like the mold a lot. So
And one interesting thing for some of the people may not know, they did reuse the 6-shot version of that in Japan for the Brave series Shadow Maru.
oh,
was-
okay, yeah.
So we might see a third release of this as Shadow Maru because as I've said before, it's a shame Takara has done no Brave homages with either Combiner Wars or Titan's Return, although there's probably some rights issues involved with that, with Sunrise being now owned by Bandai, and so there's that. But so if you can't get Greatshot or you don't want him, there's always another possible option down the road.
Actually, I take that back. I will buy this on the condition that I see John Warden holding the submarine mode upside down someday. If I see that, I will totally buy this.
We keep asking. The new question is we're asking when we're going to get an upside down Megatron. So
yeah, the submarine Megatron.
like we got so many other Megatrons, you have to make Megatron every year and a half. Just
Well, of course.
just give us a submarine Megatron. Come on.
Yep.
Why not?
Well, we kind of did with that Voyager amphibious movie Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Well, it's a submarine-ish crab thing. So
why wasn't it an RID figure? Should have been an RID.
So next up, we have another big figure, FANSTOYS FT20G Terminus Giganticus Guardian. So this is the blue recolor of their Omega Supreme, and this is what did they officially call these? Were they officially Guardians or
Guardian robots?
Guardian robots?
Because we see them in War Dawn as when Megatron reactivates one to fight Optimus to regain control of the Chronosphere, and we also see them in the past as well. So then there was the E-Hobby came out with when they did Encore Omega Supreme many years ago. E-Hobby had the blue Guardian robot version, which Melvar actually picked up at TFCon for a very reasonable price. I have sitting right here off camera. I have Terminus. Alchicus my wallet. I've got him right here.
He's in the box.
He's in the box. But I'm hoping that when the DX9 version comes out, they do their own version of the Guardian figure, so I can pick that up in the Guardian colors, and they have both molds without double dipping on the same mold when I don't have to. Especially at that price.
That's a good plan, actually.
Yeah, I mean, because DX9 does good stuff. It's just,
yeah,
I just want to see how theirs turns out, and if theirs doesn't turn out well, I may get this FANSTOYS one down the road, maybe. But I would rather have two different molds than double dipping on the same one. But this one does look good, though.
I'm curious if they're making more or less or the same as they are of Omega Supreme.
I would hope less, because
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
Yeah,
gonna be
I would assume less, but there's going to be that one crazy person that buys multiple of them. Because they would
Yeah.
have Guardians.
I'm gonna pass on this one. I mean, I'd like to, and there would be. Well, I kind of need two Guardians because you can't just have one. I mean,
You see, you're the person I literally just talked about.
Yeah.
Said it's going to buy more than one.
but I'm gonna pass because I mean it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
and I just bought
Oh.
Omega Supreme, so
I want to
Yeah.
see if DX9 makes one because I like DX9's design better, actually. Just
Do you?
personally.
You are
Yeah,
the first person I've heard say that so far.
Yeah, I know. It seems to be the pretty. Don't get me wrong. I like both. It's not
Right.
like I hate the other, but I just for some reason I kind of prefer the aesthetic that DX9 has. Over.
It'll be interesting to see once DX9s comes out, because then we'll get them both in hand and people can actually compare them. But I'm waiting until I see reviews of both. I've seen a few of Giganticus, but I'm waiting to see some DX9 ones first.
I reviewed Giganticus,
Mhm.
and I'm definitely going to be reviewing the DX9 one because I'm getting the Omega Supreme version of DX9s. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I have no idea when that's going to come out, but you know, because one of the reasons I got it is like, oh well, now I can compare the two, you know, for the fans. So because how many people are going to do that unless they get one shipped to them for nothing? So yeah, Jason, did you order the Fans Toys Omega Supreme or no?
No.
Yeah.
I'm finding plenty of other ways to spend my money right now. This is not one of them.
Well, I mean, he's not being called Algicus my wallet for no reason.
Yeah,
yeah.
really. I'm not a huge Masterpiece person, but I do want a Masterpiece Omega Supreme or the Guardian. I do want one. I'm just holding out for DX9 to release theirs and, like Jason said, see the comparison, but also to see if they do a Guardian because I want to buy one, but I want to wait.
Yeah, but now here's something also. What we might get from the DX9 version is not the Guardian Blue, and y'all know where I'm going with this. We're going to get Omega Supreme.
Yeah. Figured someone would say it.
And we will hear Vangelis' scream all the way from Canada if they do that.
Yes. Oh boy.
So I am.
What version is that?
The Action Master Elite version from the UK that we didn't get here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So the Action Master Elites actually transformed, being they basically folded over or had a very simple transformation. So Omega Supreme actually had a tank mode with actually working turning, spinning weapons. So that would be a really interesting. Instead of doing the Guardian Blue, do Omega Supreme. That would be really interesting.
So, speaking of interesting things, next up on the list is Make Toys RM09SP Bounce Back with TARGETWARRIOR RECOIL.
On order. Already done.
Limited edition of 500, which 500 is a good amount.
Yeah.
For an exclusive. I mean, we've seen, 300 recently, so 500 is a good amount, and it's available only at TF Source. And this, of course, is Make Toys, and it's a recolor of their
Downbeat.
Downbeat.
Which
Downbeat.
Don is showing off. It looks good mold.
Yeah, it's
good mold. I wish the legs were colored a little bit, the legs and the feet.
Yeah. The only, a lot of people. The only thing I wish they had gone with something other than this basic gunmetal, this gray down here.
Yeah.
But really, it still actually is the closest of all the jazzes we've got out there. It's still the closest one in both. If you want the toy mode, the toy look, or if you want the cartoon animation look.
Yeah,
and I mean, and I really don't mind the feet being like that. I like this. I like Downbeat because he's not all sponsored up. You don't have all those Tampo stickers taking away from the look of the car.
I agree
which
with that.
Again, it was like I said before. It's like looking at a figure art from Japan that has a lot sleeker design, a more show accurate look, versus say the Superman Goken, which is the hyper detailed and hyper realistic. Which sometimes the details you lose the toy in the details.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want more color on the legs, this is one way to go.
Yeah, I do like. I think the
pretty.
gold looks a lot better than the plain gray.
Now, have we ever had to worry about GPS with a third party?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, GPS is something that we aren't even going to really probably be getting on Hasbro stuff anymore because of the way they do the plastics.
Although didn't they say that 5 years ago, and something recently started having GPS?
Well, Beast, Dawn of Futures Past Dinobot from the 2006 the 2006 set. So at least as recently as 2006, off the top of my head, there was still, and I'm not sure if there's been anything since that had at least was prone to that.
Yeah, people have been wondering if the Generations Gold Fire. People don't like the plastic on that, but it's not. But it hasn't started breaking like crazy from what I've seen. At least it's just people are nervous about it.
Right. So probably no reason to be concerned on this one.
No.
Yeah, I'm actually going to skip this one. I'll just
really.
I might actually go for it, and I'm not a Masterpiece guy, so.
Well, since we've got our, again, people collect in sets to a degree. It's like the monster bots. You're generally not going to get Repugnus and not get, Double Cross and Fang and Grotesque.
Yeah, what kind of stupid person would do that?
Yeah, or Seekers. You're not going to get just Thundercracker and not get Starscream and Skywarp. So if you're going to be getting, like if you've got Masterpiece Artfire, you don't have to, but it's just in everybody's head. Artfire and Stepper are kind of a pair because they were Japanese only. They were Japanese only releases, so they're kind of a pair with each other.
And there's still always hope that Takara is going to do a Jazz, and then we'll get a Stepper from them, like
that
we got.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be honest though, as good as Downbeat is, and for what Masterpieces, because I got Downbeat for 80, not barring Dononomics. I can't see them releasing a Jazz at $80.
No.
Not because if Sunstreaker is any indication of what licensing fees may be built into the figure to recover them at $120, Porsche and Jazz at $80 like Ironhide, I don't see it happening. And I don't see a Jazz being a better enough figure to make me want to swap out between Downbeat and him.
Yeah, if I get this mold, it will be Jazz. It will be Downbeat, which I actually was looking at earlier today and thinking, but I didn't do anything with that. But yeah, it's nice. I like the colors and everything, but if anything, it will be Downbeat itself.
And next up on the list, we have Mastermind Creations, Ocular Max, PS11, Omni.
Finally, a Cosmos.
Another Cosmos.
That didn't kill a line.
So this is 3 or 4 now.
3,
4. Four if you recount the Toy World Clear Recolor.
So 3 molds.
Yeah,
it's 3
okay.
molds.
Yeah.
3 molds. One of them was junk. So one mold was junk.
Diecast definitely had his issues with it was the Toy World one, right?
The Toy World one, yeah. I actually really like the X-Trans Bots ones.
Yeah. I've got him to open because he's going to be on my regular shelf, and the clear one's going to go on my eventual clear plastic shelf.
When you open that one, you have to tweet at me at Diecast2, just to let me know how you like the figure, what you think of it, because I'm interested to see if you enjoy that figure.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Ocular Max does great stuff.
A little overcomplicated on a few things, but not as bad as Bad Cube though.
No, yeah.
But a little. It's like Mirage. Mirage was fairly easy. There was a few places on Mirage that was a little. But I mean, it's not like Bad Cube. Like, okay, where's my hammer? There's my hammer.
Who would ever do that?
This kind of looks to me like almost more comic-y than cartoony.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe they were trying to go for the Marvel comic look.
Yeah.
Versus, or maybe even, I'm not reading IDW, but maybe even IDW look versus, say, the animation or the show. You never know.
Definitely not IDW, but it may be Marvel.
Which is
Marvel
good.
Comic, yeah.
Which is good because when you're third in line, you better hope that you have something different going for you.
Yeah.
Because even if you are just a little bit better, you're third in line.
That didn't stop the Springers.
That's true.
But we'll see how many actually keep going after they release their Springer. I can't wait till Diecast has all the Springers. Not gonna lie.
The only one I'm hesitant on is that Toy World one. I could
You
get
have
it
to,
for
though.
cheap,
If it-
too, and I'm
you
like, I
can't-
hate Toy World for the most part.
Well, then don't do it. Don't buy one
Yeah.
you don't from a company you're
Yeah.
not sure of.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's
You
more
can't get
like
all but one though. That
Yes,
would
he
be
can.
so.
Be quiet.
No,
more
that would be
Studio
so
Ox, and I
anticlimactic.
just don't like
Well,
that Studio Ox look.
I'll be honest. I got Alan, which was the first one that came out,
Yeah.
I like
and and to me, Springer is not as that important of a character that I must have the best version. I like Alan. I like his chunkiness. I like his his overall build. And for me, that's fine.
Well, Don,
and-
you have to get at least 3. Pick one your favorite robot,
Well-
one your favorite car, and one
Yeah.
your favorite.
Which
Well-
actually would work because they are all different, really
yeah,
kind of different in all three forms.
they are.
That is
But
very
that-
true.
But now he's not Masterpiece, but I do have Fans Project Defender, which was the first third-party Springer. Now he's
Yeah.
not Masterpiece, but I do still have him.
Yeah. If you want to know if I'm pre-ordering him, there's my answer. I have a. And here's the thing: like all of the third-party ones look great, but a little. I mean, they're all around this $80 mark, and no, it's not what I'm happy
Yep.
going Generations for. Cosmos.
Exactly, same.
Yeah.
I'm totally happy with my Generations Cosmos. I don't need to spend $80 to get a Cosmos that's better, but as good as the Generation one is, it's just unnecessary
Well,
for me.
I love that Generations
Yeah.
mold.
I do
really
too. It's just, but outside of Fortress Maximus and RC, Trax and Cosmos are two of my favorite G1 characters.
Yeah.
And Mike McConaughey is just one of my favorite voice actors because he does both.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I really want like the best Cosmos. And if a third party does a better Trax, I mean, I kind of like the Trax we got from Masterpiece, but it does have a few little
Yeah.
niggling quirks and issues I don't really care for. Loud Pedal has the same things, but it looks so much better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping if they do a third party Trax, it may improve on that. So I would swap that out.
Yeah, Black
But-
Trax is like the prettiest toy ever. I have Trax and the Black Trax. I love it so much. It is one of the prettiest toys just ever. The
But-
black
but-
Corvette with the purple windows. Oh,
But so far, I've gave Mr. McConaughey, I gave him the original Legends Cosmos, and I gave him the one with the Minicon, and I gave him a Turbo Trax because it's like they're my favorite characters. You should have, and he didn't have any of his characters. And no one ever gave him one before. So.
Oh.
And then speaking of pretty figures, this next figure I find very pretty. It's Mastermind's Creations R29 Aero Alpha. And boy,
Mhm.
I don't read comics and I don't know who this guy is other than what people have told me, but I'm getting him.
It's Drift.
Wait, I didn't think it was Drift. I thought it was the one that trained Drift.
Yeah, I thought this was
Or
the
it
guy
the
that
clone of I don't know.
when
This
I
is
was
the guy that
told-
Drift takes his armor after. He dies. And then Drift goes
Yeah.
after.
Oh.
Yeah, from what I was told, this guy was like Megasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool. In the comic, she was made just to be a body on the floor. And so this guy was made just to be killed in the Drift comic.
Yeah, he was made to be killed so that way Deadlock would become Drift.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I should have said is the inspiration for Drift. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, and they are doing a Drift too.
Yes, which is
I
what
mean-
confused me as well.
Because I mean, I think this looks absolutely beautiful for a character that I have no connection to and probably won't.
Right.
I think it looks great, And the first thing when I saw this, I thought, who gave the Mach 5 a flight mode? Because that was the first thing I thought was that M on the front was being the Mach 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks awesome enough that I think I might get it. I want it's not the same. I don't think it's a retool. Like, I don't think Drift is a retool from it. I know that they're doing a Drift and a Deadlock after this,
Yeah.
though. I'm getting the Deadlock. Like
Yeah.
the Deadlock's a solid buy for me. I want the Drift, but I'm not sure. But then part of me wants this one too, but I'm like, I don't want to buy all three. So it's
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yes, you
getting
do.
Deadlock. I'm either getting this or Drift. So
The problem with this one is that other than not having any connection to the character, and from I believe it was Rob Clay and XV said basically there was no connection to have with the character since
No.
he was meant to be killed.
Mhm.
He's in very aerial bot colors, which means his colors are great and they're uniform, and they're boring. But it's still it's weird. It's very I like the colors. It's a very balanced design, but it's still boring. It's still boring.
I
It's
think
like,
that
how can-
his body's interesting enough, the design in which that they did
Yeah,
that,
it's-
like which is obviously from the design from the comics, but I think that the way his body is what makes it still
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not it's not like an aerial bot silhouette copied 4 times over with the same basic red, white, and
Yeah.
say black color scheme.
I mean, you could honestly tell me this is comic book Jetfire, and I'd be like, yeah, definitely.
Of course it is.
So maybe that's why I like it. I'm like, yeah, this is very Jetfire-esque.
Well, maybe he wasn't killed. Maybe he was just buried under 10,000 tons of ice.
Yeah. Then the Autobots just left him. Like, we don't have a shovel. Let's just leave.
Oh well.
Whatever works.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And Mastermind Creations definitely has a fun sort of transformation to a lot of
Yeah.
their figures.
Yeah, their reformatted line is good.
Yeah, I mean, ever since my first piece of theirs, well, the first piece was the Hearts of Steel Optimus, which we know had some troubles. But after they retooled that and came out with Cyclops, I have been a big fan of Mastermind because I have all 3 of their Hearts of Steel Seekers that I
I
got.
want that Cyclops. That Cyclops is a figure I still really want. I never got to get. I have Carnifex and Coulter, which are both really good figures. That's their Overlord and Tarn, which are both really, really good. So
And speaking about good figures, this is FANSTOYS FT05 SOAR, the blue version, the original version, which, God, Don, how long ago do you think this came out? It's got to be at least 3-4 years ago that this came out, and supply has dried up so much that they're reissuing it.
Well, now is this like Scoria? Well, not Scoria, but Cesium. Is this a revamp look at the figure, or is this the original?
This is the original, but it's rumored to have the die-cast clips on it for the legs, instead of the plastic one. So it'll have the updated pieces. Probably tolerances will be a little bit better just because it's been a long time. This was basically their second Dinobot, so they were still in their learning stages with this guy, I would say.
Yeah, because he was the second one after Scoria.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he was the one after Scoria.
Yeah,
That's what he
Scoria. Yeah, it was Scoria, SOAR, Snarl, Sludge, and then their Grimlock.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's a good figure. I have him. I definitely enjoy it. And
So why are they reissuing this one?
just because supplies dried up, it's impossible to get this guy.
I'm curious, like, why this one versus the other ones, though. Like, why the supply is dried up for this one so much versus the others.
Probably
I'm
just
I
well,
don't know.
people have gotten the newer ones and they want to make it sure they want to make more money off of those people who want to get the whole set who can't get that, which is fine. They're releasing it for people who couldn't get it, I would imagine, right, Diecast?
Yeah, that's exactly. And plus they just had the slag, that the perfect fusion that they
Yeah.
redid. So I mean,
Wow.
if anyone just got that and doesn't have a swoop, this will go with the, or if they jumped into the FANSTOYS Dinobots late, they may not have been able to get this at a decent price.
Mm-hmm.
Did was the original around 200 as well, or is this up or down or the same?
It's up.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he was around one. What were they originally, like 170?
They're for Scoria and Swoop, and I don't remember if Snarl did, but I think for Scoria and Swoop there were some pre-order early bird lower prices at about 179 or 169 at some places, with the regular price being 199.
Yeah, I
okay.
love when they do that. That's something they do a lot over in China, is they'll actually reduce the price if you pre-order it. And we were starting to get that with FANSTOYS over here, and I'm really disappointed that that actually went away.
Yeah.
I'd pre-order stuff more often if they did that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't usually have a reason to pre-order if it was cheaper, then definitely, without a doubt. But
Yep.
Maybe that's the only way people are ordering them. So they said, well, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
So yeah, I'm gonna skip it just because I already have one.
Yeah. I mean, Swoop is my son's favorite Dinobot, but I'm not paying $200. I'll buy him one of the $15 or $20 Power of the Prime ones. Yeah.
Power of the Prime ones, yeah.
I'll buy
Well,
me
that
one
one you
and
won't
him
have
one.
to worry if it breaks.
Right, exactly. And I don't have to worry about it breaking him because it's a third-party toy. And if I remember correctly, when I saw reviews of him, the original version of this guy, he's got some sharp bits. Yeah, I think so.
it's
think
okay.
I
It'll
reviewed him.
toughen your kick up. You toughen your kid up.
That might have been one of my first. That was one of my very early reviews. I know that.
If only we had the internet in front of me to figure that out, if that's true or not. Carry on.
Maybe you should get him just so you could review him again, just for old times' sake.
A review redo.
And then next up on the list, we have MTCD-03 Thunder Manus plus Divine Suit Set Box Set. Divine Suit Set Box Set. Wow, that's a mouthful.
So they already released this mold as Thunder Erebus, which was like the black colored version of the Power Master Prime. And then this is the normal version, and it comes with armor, right?
Yes.
Apparently.
Not turned into a robot.
Okay, so from what I can tell, because first of all, I already have this guy pre-ordered. I think Diecast and I saw him at the same time in the Chosen Prime display case, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I ordered him as soon as I could. Originally, I think he was just supposed to be Thunder Manus, and then they added the Divine Suit on, as far as I can tell, because there are no orders just for Thunder Manus. And I know originally they were just promoting him as the Thunder Manus.
Yeah.
I think they just revealed that late, like, because there was never pre-orders. So yeah, I think that they just held off in that release, the reveal, not release.
Right.
But yeah, because then I saw some people were saying, like, I hope the armor gets released for the Thunder Erebus set for the black version. There's people saying I want the black armor, but was it just today that we got the God Bomber?
Yeah, because that's why I was looking at all this. Yeah, over some convention, Make Toys revealed that they're actually doing a separate God Bomber. So in this case, you just have the armor, and they also announced the God Bomber today. And Eric, before we started recording, you were asking why they did it this way. I think the best I can come up with is that they just, well, first of all, if they build a separate God Bomber that works as well, you get more money that way. But they obviously had this set to go. And maybe they just anticipated the fact that there was going to be a lot of people saying that we want the separate robot. I'm sure they saw some of the demand there was when Takara did it and stuff. So
I don't know. I feel like less people would buy it though than if they didn't have it at all. If they didn't have the armor at all, I don't know. But I feel like there's going to be not everyone. There's obviously still going to be people that want the robot.
Yeah.
But some people will be satisfied with the armor that comes with the normal version, and they'll just say, well, I have the armor. That's what I want. Like, it's good enough. I don't need to spend however much this figure's going to cost just to get the same armor that turns into a robot. Basically.
And that'll be me.
So.
Like, I'm going to get this in hand because I am going to get this. I'm going to get a hand and see. I do think the armor's going to look different with the robot, just because I don't think they took the armor from this and turned it into a robot. I think they did.
No, I didn't mean literally.
Right.
I mean that's what they did essentially, idea-wise. Yeah, it'll look different, but I'm curious how different it'll look.
And also, now, Eric, do you have your black version handy?
I do.
Yeah, because it is not as big as because that's why I dropped
Oh,
the
no.
pre-order.
It's
I
like
mean,
a leader class size.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
a good toy. Very good
yeah.
toy.
I was going to get it, but to be honest, the skateboarding Optimus from SDCC, I kind of wanted that more than I wanted a Nemesis Power Master Prime.
Sure.
But also look at what they can do with a separate God Bomber.
Mm-hmm.
They can do a nicer Fire Guts set if we get a Fire Guts color. They could they could re-release the God Bomber by itself, which may be easier than just producing the Divine part of the kits for the black one that you have, Eric.
Yeah, so I think they'll do I'm guessing they might do because they're releasing the God Bomber separate. I bet they'll at least do a black recolor.
Yep.
Right. So
That's another reason they're doing this.
Yeah. So it may make more sense to have a separate robot, both to retroactively go back and add to previous primes like yours, and also to make, say, gift sets for conventions that you could charge a higher price, like a Fire Guts. I
really hope they don't do a Fire Guts because it's such a good toy and those are such good colors that I would buy it. And
that's why they did it.
I know. I don't want
you know how this works, right, Eric?
I know. I'm scared.
And that was okay. Just imagine, picture it: 2018 TFCon Canada or US.
Should be
imagine it. Yeah, imagine if you saw a Fire Guts Make Toys set as one of the exclusives. Wouldn't that kind of make you want to go to try to get that set?
God, yes. This is such a good toy, though, too. Mold is great. The Cross Dimension series is just a good series in general.
So is he. Diecast will back me up on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's better?
Shut up. Shut up.
This with all his weapons.
So yeah, so again, it depends on if you have the space for a God Bomber, if you want a slightly more beefy looking figure, presumably, or if you just want to keep it simple and say, today I think I'll have him as regular Prime, and tomorrow you pull out a few pieces of the Divine set. Oh, today he's got a convoy.
I'm curious how big the God Bomber will be and what the price will be too.
Well, that we'll have to wait.
Yeah, no, I know that we don't know that yet, but I'm interested.
Yeah. So out of you guys, who's actually getting this?
Well, me, obviously. I'm all about this. I cannot wait. I actually have it pre-ordered at 2 places. Just to see who gets it first.
I'm on the fence because I bought Prime, I bought Jinrai, I bought God Bomber. I have enough God Jinrai in my life. I really don't need another one.
I want
just to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to have too many of these things. Go ahead. Sorry, Diecast.
I was going to say, I really love my Power Master Prime. And Jason, when you were with me at TFCon, you saw that Fans Hobby one.
Oh my God, dude.
I am just drooling over that Fans Hobby thing. So I'm going to pass on this one.
Yeah.
Which is strange because I normally...
And you like the Cross Dimensions so far because you also have Fighter Manus and really like them.
But if you saw
Striker Manus?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
But if you saw that upcoming Optimus from Fans Toys, you would kind of be like, "Ooh, that's a toughie."
Yeah,
that's a toughie.
And everyone complained about the backpack it has. When you see it in person, that backpack just disappears. That is not your focus when you see that thing. I mean, we just saw a what was it, like a rough resin,
great grayscale prototype. Yeah,
I can't spring that kind of money for a Power Master Prime, but I can do this. But yeah, when that thing comes up for pre-orders, we're gonna have fun talking about that. So
it looks so good.
Yeah,
I'm not getting the regular version just because I got this one, and I already have enough Power Master Prime in my life. That's why I got this one because I was like, it's different.
Right.
It's the black version, and because I wanted to get this mold just because I love the molds from this series. So
yeah,
I'm happy with what I got. I really hope they don't do a Fire Guts, but I really hope they do a Fire Guts.
And speaking of TFCon, we got another figure that we can talk about next. Open and Play Big Cannon, which is their not Galvatron, and they actually had this for sale in baggies on the floor at TFCon.
You have a review of it up already.
I have a review up of it already. So if you're interested in this figure,
yeah.
you can go and check that out on RFC Reviews
yeah.
on YouTube.
It was literally a bag of plastic crack. Literally.
Yes, it was.
Like, hey, man. Hey. I got a big cannon.
I got some bags over here you might like.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, and this is look, I got aerial bots. Over there.
I would have one of these, except that they didn't take cash for them, and I was out of. Or no, they only accepted cash. They only.
Cash, yeah.
Why would I say that? That's stupid. Everyone takes cash.
I know that's.
They
what I
would
was
only
gonna say.
take cash, and I used my cash earlier to buy a monster bot. So I didn't have any left on me.
Your first monster bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my first of maybe some more coming.
I kind of glanced at y'all's Galvatrons when I was being forced to watch the Headmaster's dub against my will, and it's really a slightly better Titan's Return Galvatron. I mean, several of y'all in the room said that about the figure, and I kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But it's really not Masterpiece, so you couldn't use it to replace your Tyrant or your Sovereign in your collection. It might be good if you've got Carry. Maybe if you've got Carry, that might be a good alternative to Carry, versus say Mania King from a couple of years ago.
So you're saying that this is like a Generations, this would fit in with a Generations collection over a Masterpiece collection?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pigeonhole it in where it would probably look best in a Generations Universe collection.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But if you need a matching Rodimus, it's too big for Protector, and it's too small for Masterpiece Rodimus or Rodimus Prime if you have the MP09 version.
Well, your Power of the Primes Rodimus might work because they basically upscale it to a leader class.
Okay, well that's true. Power of the Primes Rodimus might work, and I'm thinking maybe Carry would work as well.
Sure, yeah.
I think Carrie's a little too small.
Maybe. Now, for those, we know a lot about this because I am not kidding. At one point, I saw 6 people sitting around the table transforming this figure. This was the hottest toy at TFCon.
Well, that and the aerial bots you received, those editorial aerial bots.
Yeah, but this is the Titan's Return. They took the Voyager, they upscaled it to leader class, they took out that third mode. And you just get the Galvat with a better head, because remember that Galvatron's head is terrible. You get this better head, and you basically can only transform it into a cannon. And hopefully they worked out some of the issues that there were at TFCon, because some of them had some problems, right, Diecast?
Yeah, mine was actually had the same side upper thighs, so it made transformation a little difficult, but.
I would consider it because I like Generation stuff, and that would fit in Generations. But Make Toys Cross Dimension revealed that they're going to be doing a Galvatron, and so that's why I was considering this toy, and then they revealed that. I was like, nope, that is what I want.
But I will say that I don't think Cross Dimension really goes well with Generation type stuff. Cross Dimension is its own thing. I mean, it could, but
I think it fits with Generations more than anything. I like it in Generations, but. No, it definitely is its own aesthetic.
Yeah.
But in terms of scale and stuff, I love it though. So.
Yeah, but I think you're right on that, Jason, because one of my favorite cross dimension figures is one that y'all haven't mentioned, Megatron. I love that Megatron. Really cool.
I need that.
Diecast has them.
My friend has it. It's a nice mold.
But it's definitely its own shelf kind of thing.
Wait for that review, Diecast.
He didn't come out of the box yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to get one.
It's anime-ish, but not too anime. Yeah. It's cyberpunkish, but not too cyberpunkish. But it's just, I mean, it's Megatron as a double-barrel blaster cannon. You might see Han Solo whip out in the movie,
right?
And Miss Storm.
I thought Han Solo was dead.
I was gonna say if you weren't dead.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I've looked at that because I love Striker Manus so much. I've looked at that Megatron review, MGOs specifically, a few times, and I just can't pull. I don't know. It's just far off enough. I don't. What? Tell me,
Jason. Pull the trigger.
Literally pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Before he dries up. Before he vanishes.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
And they may even do a Galvatron.
They are doing a Galvatron. I am getting the
They
Galvatron.
are doing a Galvatron. Not,
I thought.
Yeah, that was
Who-
announced
who'd
at
you
the
say?
third-party panel.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
You were sitting right beside me, Don. Wasn't
That
it?
was
Matt?
the one.
Magnificent.
That was one of the slides they went too fast on that they actually should have
Yeah.
slowed down on
Yes,
because
Yeah,
it was
'cause-
new.
and it got a huge
Yeah,
pop.
that was-
It got a huge pop, and they were like, "Moving on." We're like, "No, let us see."
Yeah.
it looked so cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I mean,
he's
I'm
sight
literally,
unseen, Bob.
because we were all trying to keep up with, like, okay, you can slow down now. You've got to the new. Never mind.
Right.
Yeah, but one thing I mentioned in the review, their naming convention, it's gone from Big Spring to Big Cannon. I'm guessing their next figure is going to be Big Rod, because
Hot
you
rod's
know,
coming up.
just it could be Rodimus. I mean, but you know, they need a big rod, and that'll give someone Galvatron can go with nicely. I mean, because
Yeah.
you know, you put him next to Springer, and it's kind of like they were both in the movie. They didn't fight each other or anything, but they were there.
No, yeah, movie mates.
And then our next wonderful product. Wait, that's the same thing.
I don't think we have. I think we're done.
No, we have one more.
Do we? What is it? Because I don't have it up.
It's
I don't know what it is.
TFC Toys
There it is.
Trinity Force TF-03
Oh,
Wild Hunter, and this is their third figure of their.
Second.
Oh, it's the second. I
it's
thought it was
second
the
to the Red
third.
Caesar.
The red.
right?
The red one's a second.
No,
Yeah.
this is the Doom Buggy. This is Wild Hunter.
That's up for pre-order.
Yeah, Don.
Okay, I did not see that.
Yeah, baby.
Okay,
Now Don's
I am
excited.
Well, see, because I just now, from the sellers I follow on eBay, the second component is up for
On-
purchase, at least from
on
some.
eBay.
Yeah, at least on eBay for
Well,
this.
this is
road
pre-order, so
Yeah, so third one's ready
Yeah.
to come out soon.
third one is up for pre-order, and it is their. I guess would you call it the center bot or the top half of the bot of Road Caesar?
Yeah.
He's definitely the upper body, the torso and upper body, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, the second one, Trinity Force, is called Red Knight, and that's the one that I saw on eBay from several sellers. But Wild Hunter is going to be your center component for that third party Road Caesar, and that's running about 50 more than the other two components.
Well, he's got to do a
he's
lot
bigger.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, he's basically the legs, the arms, the
Almost.
chests. I mean, he's
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
but the legs. The other two figures are just legs.
But I mean, that's basically Road Caesar. But I'll be honest, if anybody needed an upgrade,
yeah.
God, Road Caesar did.
Now, I'm not here to start a war on it, but was the Dune Buggy really bigger in the cartoon, or are we just doing what we have to do to make it work as the combined mode?
It was bigger, but with the limits of the technology at the time, he's very gorilla-like.
Okay.
This is a lot more balanced figure,
Yeah.
where the arms aren't just kind of like, because the arms had to come. It just was not a well balanced toy. Just like you said, with all the stuff the top half has to do. Whereas this right here, this Road Caesar, based on these production pictures, is a lot more balanced physically, and he's not like ready to tilt over or going to come at you like a linebacker.
Yeah, I think in robot mode they scale perfectly because the center guy is going to be a little bigger. I just think the vehicle mode might be a bit off, but again, you don't get Road Caesar to display in 3 vehicle modes. You get him to do Road Caesar.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the way the individual robots turned out on this.
Yes.
So I mean, definitely, it's the trouble is though, I do have the first component, and he is a little difficult to get from vehicle to robot, and going into leg mode, it takes a little bit of magical Dinobot powder.
Yeah.
They look a little fiddly, definitely.
They are, but it turns out to at least the one component that I've got, he looks really nice in robot mode. So like I said, I sort of went on this one blind, not knowing anything about it. But again, it's Road Caesar. We really need a new Road Caesar.
And I'm sure they'll have an upgrade kit available for it after the third component comes out.
Of course.
Let's hope that's
TFC.
behind us.
How it works.
But I'm going to pass on that. I think, Don, you're probably by yourself on getting that one.
Yeah, but like I said, I have Road Caesar, and he's just he's a classic figure, but he's just not a very good figure.
To keep with what we've been clarifying throughout the show, Don, is he Victory or Masterforce?
He is Victory.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because Road Caesar was basically because the way it worked, you had like the Landcloths and Dino King versus Road Caesar and Lyle Kaiser, kind of. So they kind of were matched off in pairs.
Okay.
And before we go, since we're running long anyway, everyone mentioned one thing they got recently, just for everyone at home, so they know what we're actually spending our money on. I'll go first because I have mine right next to me. You guys
Okay.
already saw it. It was Big Bad Toy Store's clearance figure, the Unique Toys Alan, because he's bulky and he's really nice.
He is. I really like him. I love his big chunky stomping boots.
I love big chunky bots, but he's not really like, I don't think he'll fit on my masterpiece shelf. And his face is a little bit over detailed. But other than that, I like him.
Okay.
So that's one of the places my money went this week.
Well,
All right, Don, go
my money went to this guy.
Oh, yes.
God.
Part 1, right?
I have both parts.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot you said. Okay.
Yeah, so Dononomics was involved, but
Of course.
basically it worked out. I paid for Part A, and Part B was basically free. So
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, so that
Good job.
So that well, again, I sold my 2010 AT-AT. Yes, I said AT-AT.
I say AT-AT. Who has problems with it saying AT-AT?
It's AT-AT.
AT.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You Star Wars people, I swear.
Yeah. But I sold it, and I had eBay bucks, and I had Dononomics involved. So basically, I wound up getting very lucky. Paid for Part A, and Part B was basically free with free shipping. So I just have to dive into them when I'm not about to fall over, pass out tired.
Right. Eric, you good?
All I got recently was Grotesque.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. With both claw hands. I mean, it's a good toy.
Ah.
I sold my
idea.
second Grotesque on eBay for like
I can't
over
believe you sold it for
$100.
that.
Yeah, 105 I think it ended up being.
Yeah.
Which in that case, like if you put it up there for like 150 and said buy it now, I'd be upset at you. But just put it up there, and if it gets to where it gets, that's not your problem. People bid and bid.
Yeah.
People bid, so that's not an issue there. I actually got Hot Rod. Last
Wood.
night. And for those of you watching the video feed, I'm gonna basically show you my review of it right now. So if you were listening to the audio, go and watch our video, because you're gonna get to see my thoughts on the figure. It's a real quick. It's my first toy review. It's real quick, but I think I get my point across pretty well. So
Yes.
It's not that.
I'm just a little PO'd that I decided to order from Amazon Japan because they had it at U.S. retail, and he's not shown up anywhere online or in stores at any Walmart. And then the day or two after I get him from Amazon Japan,
right.
and pay a little bit extra shipping, up he goes at Walmart.com with free site to store shipping for $16.
Yep. I think that was like the same day. I remember.
I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, that was funny.
So, thank you, Don, for ordering that, because that made it go up on Walmart.com.
Well, we'll send donations for compensation to.
Right. Now, two quick things. Diecast, your SOAR review was 1 year ago, so it was one of your earlier ones, but you actually had done quite a few before that.
Wow.
And the joke Eric made about my Grotesque. If anyone has a Grotesque they don't really want, and they want to send me a claw hand,
Yeah,
I will
missing a
happily
claw
take
hand.
your donation.
It's
Just
ironic.
wait for
'cause
ToysRUs.com.
He's
Yeah.
the one that got me my Grotesque too. So
And yours had both
And mine had both. So
Well,
they
it's
just don't
possible.
like you.
Jason, you might want to contact Shapeways. Maybe they can do you like a better pair, like something with a little
maybe
more,
someone
little more.
can do something like that. Yeah.
Get giant ones.
Yeah. Or I could just buy a $120 monster bot. I totally didn't do that. I might have done that.
What kind of an idiot would do that? And then not get the third one too. You know, they already have two of a set, but no, just
If we do this next time we do the show, I'll have a lot more to show off. Let's just put it that way.
and then by the next show you'll have ordered the third one too.
But I want to talk about what Don was talking about. If you want to support the show and all our shows on tfradio.net, please go to Amazon using our link, tfradio.net/Amazon, and do all your regular Amazon shopping. Amazon will throw us back a couple pennies to try and help keep the lights on. It actually doesn't help us keep the lights on, but it helps. It does help towards that. Some extra money comes out of Brian Kilby's pocket, which we're all very thankful for. But just go to tfradio.net/Amazon and do all your regular Amazon shopping. Just, favorite that web address, and also check out RFC reviews on YouTube for all. My Grotesque review is up there, and the Big Cannon review, which we talked about in this There Goes My Money, is up there. So go ahead and SOAR, I mean. So you can go and check that out. Thank you, Jason, for checking that out. Actually, I think that's when the site changed over, so that review is probably older than that. But it
no, I think you would
it would have been on the original arts.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, I forgot you did that. You switched.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So forget anything I just said, but it's up there.
Yeah, he just checked for nothing.
Yeah, and join us live on Wednesdays for the RFC main show, live 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at tfradio.net/live.
Yepper.
Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Take care, everybody.
That was a long show. That was